How do you switch from having nearly 1 million square feet of exhibit space to an exhibit that's entirely online? Hello, and welcome to the SC20 News Desk. I'm Charla Bochicchio, and in this episode, we will find out. My guest is Jamie Van Randwyck, who is Chair of Exhibits for the SC20 Conference. Jamie's day job is at the Lawrence Livermore National Laboratory in Livermore, California. Welcome to the SC20 News Desk, Jamie.
Hi, Charlotte. Thank you very much.
Happy to be here. How are you faring up there in Northern California?
We're doing well. Yep, as good as can be.
Staying safe and away from the smoke.
Trying to.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad to hear that you're doing well. So, Jamie, let's talk about this conference. How do you transition from millions of square feet at an exhibit hall to millions of pixels on thousands of phones and laptops?
Yeah, not easily. It's been a challenge, but it's also been an exciting new experience for all of us involved. We're learning a lot of new things as we do this. A lot of them are being done for the first time, and so this is exciting and kind of groundbreaking and pioneering all at the same time. For SC20, shifting to a virtual online exhibit hall means that we have taken all those exhibitors that had signed up to be in person at SC20 and moved them into an online platform. So we're going to have over 300 virtual booths available for people to visit during the SC20 time.
Okay, interesting. Are there any other adjustments you've had to make for this year's exhibits in regards to a global online audience?
Yeah, absolutely. For sure, we've had to do that. One of them is that the exhibit hall itself, hall in quotes, is going to be open for a longer period of time this time. Instead of just what we usually have is an opening Monday night gala and then 3 days of exhibits, we're going to be open for the entire 2-week period that SC is happening with the tutorials and workshops, paper presentations, the keynote, and all the other great parts of SC that people have come to love. One of those, one particular piece of information in that is that some of the exhibit features, like one-on-one conversations with people in the in chat rooms, and some other hands-on type things, are only going to be available for the core exhibit hall days that are typically the Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, or in this case, November 17, 18, and 19. To our attendees. But the overall exhibit booths will be available for a much longer period of time and give people more opportunities to browse around and see the great products and research exhibits that they're used to seeing.
That sounds great. It sounds like a good thing, a good change this year.
It is, absolutely.
Excellent. So do you have any advice I'm curious about any advice you'd give to the long-term attendees as opposed to the new attendees this year? Or maybe it's the same advice.
Yeah, I guess for the long, people who have been at SC before, continue to look for those exhibitors that you always look for. Talk to the folks that you want to talk to. Those exhibitors will be there this year. It will be a little bit different, but go and find those booths on our online website. Click on them, browse through the information that they have available. Click on the links to some of their booth sessions and some of the opportunities to one-on-one chat. They're going to be having, a lot of them will be participating in the scavenger hunt that we have available with some fabulous prizes at the end of the conference. So you can participate in that just as you would in our scavenger hunt that we often have on the floor of the exhibit hall. So there's a lot of things that are the same. They're just happening in a different venue. Mm-hmm. So if you've been at this conference before, you'll have a lot of familiarity with what's going on. If you're new, take advantage of much of the same things. I think it's a great place to get to know our exhibitors, both our research and our industry exhibitors. Just as we always have a bunch of each, we are going to have both the R&D and the industry exhibitors again. So if people come looking for a particular organization that they think should be at SC and they're new to it, they'll probably find that organization there.
So I'm curious about that scavenger hunt that you mentioned. How did it work in a real exhibit hall, and how does it look now? What are those differences?
Yeah, the real exhibit hall scavenger hunt was hunt where you would run around to different booths, probably walk, and you could get information from those booths, usually from a person or a sign that might be in the booth or something set up there, and you would answer a question on a little note card. And as you answered those questions, maybe you had to answer 5, and then you would drop it in a box at some point in the exhibit hall. And then we would have a drawing at the end of the day or the end of the conference for prizes. In the virtual exhibit hall, we have logos set up next to all of our participating booths that will have scavenger hunt items in them. And when you go to their booth online and look around, you will learn things about the company and what they're doing and products or research or whatever it is. And then they have a multiple choice question that you then have to answer. And you have to do this in conjunction with our mobile app that we have this year. So it's really important that you both use the web version and the mobile app at the same time. You scan a QR code in that booth online using your mobile app on the phone, and then you answer a multiple choice question. And as you answer those questions, you accumulate points. And at the end of the conference, the top 5 places will have the opportunity to win some fabulous prizes for answering those questions and accumulating points.
Gotcha. Excellent. I wonder, is there any anticipation of numbers being any different this year of attendees?
That's a great question, and it's really hard.
Yeah.
We are very hopeful. One of the great advantages of going online is that you don't have to travel. And so for a lot of people, this is offering the ability to, sit at home, sit in their office, sit at a coffee shop somewhere and attend this conference. Right. And, in some organizations, they limit the number of people that can travel to a conference like this every year. Mm-hmm. So the ability to maybe send more people from a given organization is going to open up the opportunities a lot. And then especially, we do have a very big international audience. And it's not lost on us that it's expensive to travel internationally as well. And so we're hoping to pick up a lot more of our international attendees and partners with the conference this year.
Excellent. Yeah, I would think that it would open up to a whole new audience that wasn't able to get there before. So great. So given this pandemic, which we're obviously in the middle of, why is supercomputing in general and SC20 in particular, why is that vital to the future of our planet?
Yeah, I think the pandemic just reinforces the importance of HPC and all the other disciplines that connect to it, whether it be networking or artificial intelligence. It's the processing, the storage, the virtualization, and visualization, et cetera. And COVID's shown that we continually need new technologies and new research to solve this problem. And again, we have both at SC and in the exhibit hall. We have the research and development organizations like DOE, like DOD, like some of the other nonprofit research organizations that will be showing off their advances in COVID-related research. Mm-hmm. And at the same time, we're going to have a lot of our great vendors there that you always come to expect to be there, showing off the latest and greatest hardware that's being used at a lot of these research institutions to help fight COVID. And so the pandemic has really just highlighted the need for these technologies and this research to be pushed along. And it's shown that at the same time, this is a global problem. The pandemic is named a pandemic because it's worldwide, right? And SC is proudly an international conference. And as such, it takes people and organizations and companies from all over the world to come up together to solve a problem like this. And SC is bringing all those people, places, organizations together in one place online.
Fantastic. I think oftentimes, as we've seen, out of hardship comes a lot of new technology and a lot of really great ideas. So hopefully we'll just keep moving forward.
We're happy to be able to contribute to that process.
Well, it's great to be talking about the conference. I'm curious, Jamie, what are you doing at Lawrence Livermore?
Absolutely. Yeah, I work in a wide variety of computing areas that are leveraging high performance computing for a number of things, particularly cybersecurity and artificial intelligence, machine learning, the data science area writ large. And so we're applying those technologies to a lot of different things that we do, a lot of different application spaces. We've been working cybersecurity for critical infrastructure for a number of years, specifically the electric grid, and more recently applying our data science technologies to the nuclear nonproliferation problem. How do we keep weapons and nuclear materials out of the hands of the bad guys, so to speak, and how do we keep those things, countries from proliferating those technologies, and how do we define and determine that countries are doing that early on in the process. And so we're bringing a lot of our national resources to bear here to very interesting and applicable problems like that.
Interesting. Sounds like you're doing some really important work. Thank you for that.
You're welcome.
Well, Jamie, anything else you want to add about the conference, or any last little tidbits for those people that are getting ready to sign up?
Yeah, not much else to say. It's exciting. It's only a few days away as we record this. I'm looking forward to it, and I think it's going to be a great couple of weeks. And personally, for me, it's going to offer me more time to be able to attend some of the aspects of the conference that I don't typically get to attend.
Excellent. That's a great thing. Well, good. Thanks so much for being with us today, Jamie.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
We've been speaking to Jamie Van Randwyck, who is the chair of the exhibits at SC20. Jamie is also at the Lawrence Livermore National Laboratory in Livermore, California. I'm Charla Bokikio in Salt Lake City. I'm inviting you to tell a friend about SC20 and join us for more interviews here at the SC20 News Desk.